Thank you. Thank you all thank you for your constant awareness creation. And then so is many of you who are attending, and then definitely are amplifying this message. And thank you so much for keep thinking about your colleagues and your friends and all of that. It's great. They are going to be giving lifetime gratitude to each of us. It's just it happens automatically. It's not that we expect to do, but it happens automatically, friends. Happy morning to everybody, and a great afternoon, and a wonderful day, wonderful evening for those of you from outside, particularly from West. In the business circles, fear, uncertainty, and doubt is being is a phrase that goes around. Either we are in it, or we want to induce that to our competition. Anybody who is competing, it could be within the organization or it is outside the organization. This phrase is there: fear, uncertainty, doubt. We want to create it. And we take this and then also create in the minds of the customer about somebody else, because we want to go and win. We'll talk about why we do and why we want to go and win, and then talk negative or low about create the uncertainty in customer's mind later. But we have that. If we have it, by definition, from what we learned yesterday, learn, do, be. And the more that we live with that fear, fearful thoughts, and the more uncertain about any of our tasks, and then of course doubt. Doubt is the number one reason. The more uncertain we are about, the more doubtful we are about our task, then what do we create? We are slowly becoming off it more and more. We're learning, we learn from somebody that, hey, it may not work. You're trying this, but I don't think you thought about it well, so it won't work. They'll create that doubt, and then you take it. And then the more you are hearing, taking, then the more that is going to manifest, right? Because that's what we become of it. We'll be very doubtful in our mind, wavering all the time. If there is something that is not happening in our life in right time or at all, is primarily because of these three. Either we are fearful, so we don't initiate it at all. We might wish because on a birthday, I don't know, because you are excited and emotionally during certain occasion, you might also wish for something, but then we are fearful deep inside to even jump and then do that action, do that project. Fear of looking bad, fear of failure, fear of now falling sick, ill health. All of these fears are there, right? And of course, the last one being fear of death. So we don't go forward and even initiate something. Fear is the number one barrier in our. So that is the case even for spiritual progress too, by the way. We experience something abnormal, meaning out of normal, what we call out of normal, something that you not experience in the body, right? So maybe there is a pain suddenly, and the more closer the pain gets to heart, the more worried we become. If the pain is somewhere in the ankle, it's okay, but pain gets to the heart, then we're worried, because we know this is like the most sensitive organ, or at least that's how we've been told to, right? So fear is always stopping us, and then uncertainty about situations, environments, which we take, and then doubt. We have to start becoming mindful, and then luckily this meditation is helping us, as is reducing the volume of is reducing the activity. It's compressing the amygdala center, the emotion center, which is where these three are originating. Absolutely, it's helping us. It is going to help us. The more practice we do, our fear center is activity is lower, our emotion center where these three are coming. At the same time, we also need to start being mindful. Not only what we think, our thoughts will lead to words, right? And then deeds is something you cannot control. Deeds is based on a character. So deeds will come anyway. But then if you change your thought and then word, then automatically deeds will change. There's no point shouting at somebody saying stop shouting, because the shouting comes because based on fundamentally where they are. So if they can change the thought and feeling, if they can change the thought there, then what they use will change. So we work on something deep inside. So thoughts and words. Automatically our actions will become mindful. I can tell you, automatically our actions will become mindful. So our sensory perceptions, basically, what we see, what we hear, what we speak, I think very important. I'm sure you agree with me that these things we get better, but certainly we can take that step in saying where am I spending time. Many people have said that, okay, first thing I'm doing is to drop my TV time, because it's just a program. The TV time, a lot of it is just a program. You'll see commercials, many commercials about the cycles, right? Your health is like this, you got to take this and you got to take that, you got to take this. Programming. If there's no value of carrying off a specific news, then what's the point even talking about it, right? I am following always a triple filter test. Is it truthful? Do I really know it's true? Is it positive? Is it positive? So it's going to increase more elated emotions to the other person. And the third one is it useful, which is a judgmental nature based on what I see, right? Is it useful? Everything is relative. Truthful is actually, has it happened or not? And many times we don't know, right? We hear say, and then we just carry it. Hey, I heard this WhatsApp government seems to be shutting down. Do you know? I think we got to be careful. So this is how it goes, right? We don't know, but we just carry it. Positive, absolutely. I mean, again, it's relative to what is positive, what's not positive. But in general, we understand in the material world what's positive. Not always everything is positive. And third one is useful is your judgment. To an individual, is it required or not required? A general accident is not useful to my parents, to your colleagues. Absolutely not, right? It's not. But it may be useful to a police control room if you have to inform them, right? It's clear, it's simple. So if you can do, I mean, there are many other ways people are doing it, but a simple triple filter test to see before I speak something, is it useful? Is it truthful? Is it positive? At least one filter, if it can pass us, I think then there is some meaning to what we speak. But why, again, the more we say, the more we are firing those circuits in our brain. And then the more we talk about it, we're making it stronger. And so it becomes a deeper memory. And it becomes an associated memory to something else in future it happens. And we construct it and make it bigger. And then we glorify it in our mind, friends. So we have to, all of these originate from this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And meditation, luckily and thankfully, is definitely helping us to lower the volume of these three and making us more and more mindful of our daily actions. We'll talk about mindfulness as we go along. There are so many situations, right? Just going into meeting room, to be mindful of listening to cooking time, eating time. There are so many things. Newspaper time. What am I mindful of? What am I spending time within the newspaper? It's important being in the society. For example, we glance headlines. If people like, for example, Karthikeyan sir, who are in the government, need to understand the whole environment, so that when they're talking to others, yes, they need to appropriately share. Maybe it's important, but not for many others where you spend time on reading from first word to last word, right? It's because we have time. Instead, why not we read Autobiography of Yogi? Dear friends, this meditation is helping us slowly lose that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Robin Sharma beautifully talks about in his book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Whatever that you are fearful of, just jump in and do once. I'm talking about more individual fears. Business fears is different, so we can cover in terms of abundance. But whatever that we are fearful of, walking in the darkness in the night, it's beautiful nature, but you can't go. So whatever that you're fearful of, if you do it once, just jump in with all the courage. Just standing up in a big public meeting and then talking, fearful. So we lose an opportunity because we say, no, I can't talk. Do that once. There's only one time you have to do. And with all the courage we muster and then do it once, what has happened is maybe fear of failure, maybe fear of some hurt if we're worried about going into the darkness. But whatever we fear most, we do it once. Then we will overcome that fear. First time we have to do. And tell you what, when we take that strong intent and then courageously do it, then all the masters are there to help. All that, when it says the universe is there to help, and then it's paying constantly attention. It is paying attention to our intent. And says we're there to help to come and then do it for us, but without doubt. We have to muster courage and do it full and say, I'm going to go and do it. Today I'm going to be just fabulous in talking in front of my all executives. I have no doubt I'm going to go and then talk about meditation and say, look, meditation is helping so many people. Can we do it, introduce in our organization? We don't lower ourselves, but must muster the courage and then talk about it. And then consciousness is always paying attention. So it's coming and helping us to actually come out of that situation with more flying colors. One time we do, friends, then we automatically learn and then get better very quickly, especially the fear. So let's go deeper into our meditation once again, dear friends. If this meditation is helping our fear center to calm down, and helping us, our neural circuits to constantly, because it's paying attention on us, that awareness paying attention, it's constantly bringing those good things that we are learning. Like yesterday, that mother-in-law versus you, or mother-in-law versus the daughter-in-law. I don't have, by the way, anything against mother-in-law. So I have beautiful, very loving mother-in-law. Right? I don't have anything against any mother-in-law. It's just an example. I just want to make sure we don't carry away that I have any bias. No. We're all great. We're all turning into great human beings. But in those situations, that spark will come because this meditation is helping us bring that spark of, hey, is there a different response to me? So this meditation definitely will help us to bring that spark and say, why am I doubting this situation? Why am I doubting my capabilities, my organization capabilities? It's going to bring us that spark by knowledge that we gained through this or through a book that you're reading. So let's go deep into our meditation once again. And then adopt all those capabilities into ourselves. Relax yourself, dear friends.